Blackson in the hizzle. Off. Uh, we got an excellent show here today. Oh, this is an excellent one today. See, this is classic Black Sun right here. I'm gonna get back to some real titles, y'all. Fuck all this damn YouTube beef and fuck all this damn minuscule shit. We're gonna do volumes of Black Sun Land. Shout out to all the people that inspired Black Sun Land. Let's get to the topic, man. I'm not doing no more silly shit. How's my mic? Person in the cloud. How's my mic? Can I get a mic check? To the one person that's in the cloud, can I get a mic check? Because this is very important. I'm doing a show from the truck, and I'm in traffic. But I'm doing the show from the truck, but I need a mic check. I'm gonna need a mic check. Person, give me a one. Give me a one in the cloud. One. All right, Venkat. All right, thank you. So, Blackland, Black Sun's Blackland. Let me tell y'all something about Black Sun, about prison reform and child support. Something that you guys do not know is that there are people in prison that make more money than people here in the free world. Let me say that again. There are people in prison, some people, not all people, there's some people in prison who make more money than people in the free world. I'm not going to get into how they make their money and all that stuff. I'm just going to say there are people in prison that take care of their families from prison. Now, I have taken care of, I've sent money. Let's just say that I've sent money. Sent money for my son. Now, let me say this. When I was in prison. Now, let me say this. There are, here in Georgia, there are contracts. You're either doing it in the free world like I am, or you're doing contracts. Like I said, I was doing contracts while I was in prison. So I say that to say this. Yesterday, MD and I, we were kind of joking about Black Sun's Blackland, and I talked about how the Constitution and, this and that. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing series and where I feel like, see, I can bring out these concepts because this is YouTube, so I can bring out concepts where I think I can outdo United States of America. And the prison labor reform with the child support, I would reform that. Now, here in Georgia, I can't speak for any other state. You have free world people like me that have contracts, and then you have people, you have prisons doing contracts too, cleaning contracts for like football stadiums and all that, cleaning parks, recreations. So there's one old county. I want to say, is it Hersham County? All their trash are picked up by inmates. Hey, what's up, Gynocracy? So that knocks out the trash competition. Who picks up your trash? Those are all inmates. And when you have important contracts like that, now I don't know how it is now, but like I said, I was voluntarily sending money back home to my family members. I don't know, and I was sending it straight to the child support. So that is not interfered with, that is not messed with, that the money goes straight to the where it needed to go. So I say that to say this, is that Blackland would have a prison labor reform to where the prisoners are because I was thinking about gynocracy when I thought about this. Remember when I said single mothers are the working force? However, if you're at home taking care of your child, it's hard, for child daycare and all that. So it's hard for a lot of women to maneuver in the workforce. So the prisons. So the prisons. Okay, thank you, God. Thank you. Oh, and let me send the thing, y'all. Y'all more than welcome to come on, because this is something I need help on. Yeah. So if y'all feel y'all can contribute to this conversation, please do. Because my arena family be having some great ideas. So this is just an idea I'm putting out there, and I welcome anybody to critique it and make improvements upon it. Because like I said, Blackland, I would need help with Blackland, and the best way to sell Blackland is to have people's ideas. So yeah, one of the first thing I would tackle in Blackson's Blackland is the prison labor laws, because prisoners do a lot of labor, and a lot of those prisoners have families, and so of course, the women should receive assistance from the state, and also the women should receive a big portion of that labor. If they're like, say, if you have a woman and her, and her babe, and the father is locked up, whatever contract that father is doing, that woman should get a portion of that labor, that free world labor, because that's free world labor, and that's taken away from the economy. So like I said, the prisoners here, they work on like football stadiums, they work on recreations in park, they do landscaping, they do a lot of shit. And so yeah, they need okay, so the labor, whatever the labor, they should increase the labor, and that portion should go to that mother. So yeah, that would be a big reform that I would do in Blackland, that basically and then on top of that, the labor reform, the prisoners would take all that labor and transfer it over to the free world, and then the states or the companies that hire these former felons would get some type of stipend, some type of stipend, to where from the state. Now see that's the complicated part. I don't know how that will work out. See, that's why I would need y'all help on that. But again, I know one thing, that prisoners' labor should go towards the mother. So that should be documented. That should be, what I'm saying? And whatever that prisoner works in that prison should be free world labor towards the mother. Y'all type a 2 in the chat if y'all agree with that. 2 being, it takes 2 to create another child. So y'all type a 2 in the chat if y'all agree with that, or if it sounds weird, jump on the panel and show me where that won't work. Man, I hope Venkat is, not only Venkat, hell, everybody. I hope MD's listening, man, because this is really his expertise, the economics. Like I said, I'm not privy to all the little details, but I do want to, like I said, have the prisoners earn that money and give it, and the proceeds go towards, of course, the child, the family. But the family get the free world labor for it. Now, I know, prisoners can't negotiate their wages, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, there should be They should get the minimum wage. They should get the minimum. No, fuck that. Fuck that. No, fuck that. See, this is weird though. But see, if America got a hold of this and then got that, they would be locking up everybody. So, and somebody say that's exactly what America's doing, right? But, see, this is where my friend Andrew Hunt would say where crony capitalism comes in, because the state would have a reason to lock people up because of the free labor. Well, I mean, technically they're already doing that now. But, however, if we would have a reform, they wouldn't be so quick to lock up. Then you would separate your inmates from your convicts, meaning, you wouldn't just be locked up for silly shit like, I don't know, like possession of weed or probation, parole violation, that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You would have, I mean, yeah, even though there needs to be penalties for violating your probation or parole, there should be, like I said, there should be a labor. You know what? I'm not going to even get into the morals and the do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs of the crimes. I'm just saying prison labor, because prison labor is real, y'all. Prison labor and prison economy is real. So there needs to be a reform to where the child support, and I was kind of weird. I was kind of shocked and surprised that the child support wasn't tied in with the prison labor. That I was like, that's kind of weird. It seemed like they would have been tied in together, and that would eliminate a lot of those inmates and a lot of those prisoners. What up, Yanga? What up, man? Hey, you can join too, man. You can join too, man, because this is really, yeah. Like I said, there are a lot of, man, let me just keep it real. I'm not gonna beat around the bush, man. Oh, they go, what's the Charles, man? What up, Charles? I ain't gonna beat around the bush, man. Georgia has a lot of prison labor going on. Those are really my only competition, and it is free because, like I said, I've been on both sides. And again, like I said, I don't want to veer off. See, this is why this is so big, man, and I need y'all help, man, because, like I said, man, the prison, prison reform is very much needed. Yeah, absolutely, it is needed. Not only is it needed, it needs to be tied in with it. So let's say, okay, you do a crime, right? And, you have family, because I've seen a lot of people go to court and they, oh, but Judge, I got a family. I remember when I was going to court, man, everybody, that was their excuse. So, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these brothers will do their time, but they still want to take care of their family. That's their concern. It's not even them doing the time, but they're concerned about their family. And I know they get it. Oh, you shouldn't get the crime. But a lot of these people do the crimes to feed their families. But what I'm saying is, right, I'm not here to talk the morals of right or wrong or the crimes. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here strictly to talk about the reform, the prison labor, because whatever y'all feel about crime, prison inmates, whatever, there's an economy that's rolling. There is economy that's rolling. And I remember there was this one dude in there, man, he was making, of course, white dude, right? He was every morning, he typical white, got the newspaper, got the spectacles, wouldn't talk to nobody. You could tell he was a damn blue blood. And he was still conducting his business while in prison. But a lot of people do that. A lot of organizations, a lot of damn white-collar prisoners, that's why I said it's a difference between the working class mentality and the non-working class mentality. Because you have people in the prisons that was just goofing off and, smuggling weed in and crack and coke and all that shit and just doing dumb shit. And you had prisoners that were about their business, still taking care of their families and still making money. And of course, me, while I was in prison, I surrounded myself with these big time. I don't want to really get into the type of people who I came across. Let's just say they were making big money while they were in prison. And me, I was doing a little, we were doing, like I said, there's a lot of counties here in Georgia that the prisoners got a lockdown on the trash. Now, y'all know, I don't know how it is in different states, but here in the South, the trash, actually, no, I think it's in New York, but the trash industry is big money. Trash industry is big money. The recycle industry here is big money. I think it's big money all over the United States. And then, you got park and recreations, pick up trash. And then you had you had a lot of vocational things. Like I said, shout out to Yanga. Yanga did like car painting. See, these kind of things. And I remember you had welders, all kind of shit. All kind of good shit that people like labor. Like, you're like, damn, is this prison or is this a vocational school? But see, those things were taken away because a lot of prisons had the vocationals. But I don't understand how. But see, these companies, they're not hiring these prisoners with these skills because this whole stigma of you're a convicted felon. No, man, if he has a skill, then allow him that skill, allow him to work, and don't goddamn screw him on his pay. And then you will have your reform. But see, people don't see, and it's hard to have this discussion because people don't understand crime and punishment and reform. You do your crime, you get punishment, and then you're supposed to be reformed. So yeah, Blackland, that's how Blackland would be better than the United States of America. And that's how I would sell Blackland to not only the black people, but guess what? Guess who else would want to get into Blackland? Sorry, black people, but the white folks would be knocking, banging down the door to get into Blackland. However, the only people that don't know about the reforms, that don't get these reform opportunities are, I want to say, black people. I've seen convicted felons become police officers. I've seen convicted felons go back to doing CEO jobs. I've seen convicted felons do all kind of stuff because, remember, these are the type of people that Blackson hung around with. I've hung around like prisoners that were making six figures while they were locked up. I met a lot of cartel people in prison, basically, with the little Spanish that I knew. The little, poquito de más, just a little bit. It wasn't I was trying to be Mexican, but I just, while I was in there, hell, I wanted to learn. I just wanted to learn, and I was fascinated by, I was fascinated with different people with different walks of life. I wasn't just in there just to be hanging around. I didn't want to do a bunch of nigga shit while I was in prison. So I wanted to kind of just converse and see how I can better myself, man. And that's how, like I said. But anywho, prison reform needs to happen. The labor needs to happen. And yeah, that's what I would offer in Blackland. So yeah. Shout out to everybody, Venkat, Yanga. Shout out to Gynocracy, and listening while taking my son to school. Yeah, but like I said, Gynocracy. Now you know what was But yeah, that's basically the reform that. But like I said, it was just an idea, and I'm gonna have more ideas as I go along. Like I said, coming up with Blackland. So I'm gonna do a part 1, part 2, part 3, and y'all join me. Like I said, we're gonna have MD. He's gonna do his presentations, and then I'm gonna do my presentations in the morning. Like I said, I'm gonna come with these different ideas because I'm trying to sell blacktail to y'all. I'm not trying to demean y'all and no, you need to learn. You are Wazungu if you don't accept Blackson's Blackland. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find ways and ideas to come up. And y'all know the government is listening. So if the government, they're going to listen to my idea, and the government are the biggest thieves. They're going to steal my ideas. That's the whole point. Just like they stole the Black Panthers grits and sickle cell program, I dare the government, the United States government, to steal my ideas. And they will. They will, because they have the resources to make this come into fruition. So, yeah, my thing is, if they don't, then I will create Blackland. And Blackland will have the reform. The ideas will be there. And therefore, we will have something to fight for, because these will all not only be our ideas. I'm going to bring the ideas. If y'all critique them, then it's our ideas. If y'all say, no, Blackson, it don't work this way, it works this way, then it's our idea. But yeah, prison reform, prison labor reform, and child support need to be one. They need to correlate together. This conversation is important. Absolutely, MD. And I need to, you know what, I'm going to tell you what. Do I need to do this from the... See, this is what I hate, man. I get these ideas while I'm in the truck, but I really need to do this from the house. I really need to do this from the house, man, because this is something that we need to sit down and really kind of... And just like with MD's thing, like with the Constitution, this is not an overnight process. This is something that has to be thought out methodically and really like ironed out, and something you bring to the table, and it might need to be fixed or here. It's just like working on a car, working on a truck. You work on it, you diagnose it, and you work on it, you take it for a test drive, and you put it on a diagnostic machine and make sure the car is running. I'm going to have to make sure this thing is, on paper, it has to, I think it's pretty much straight up simple, man. I think there needs to be prison reform. That labor needs to go towards the child, to take care of the families. And like I said, these prisons are getting nice, lucrative contracts, especially here in Georgia. There should be no reason why the trash company has a portion of Georgia locked down, and those prisoners' families aren't being taken care of. The profit, let me say that again, the profit from these companies, these prisons, where they're contracting out laborers, the family of those prisoners should be taken care of. Yeah. Now, you might ask, well, what about the prisoners who want to do those jobs? So the prisoners that have families should, that'd be most of the prisoners, but so you got, and I don't know if this sounds fair or not. Y'all let me know. Please let me know in the chat if this sounds fair. Imagine this, Blackson talking about what's fair and not fair in prison. Y'all type of one in the chat. Should the prisoners in the prisons who have family members have dibs over the jobs of prisoners who don't have families. So basically now the prisoners are competing, capitalism. Because you best believe those jobs in the prisons, they are competing with those trash jobs. Prisoners, yes, prisoners are competing for those jobs. And they have a hierarchy in prison. They have a hierarchy, they have all that. Yeah, all that is in prison when it comes to the prison workforce. I wasn't paying attention to anything else but that in the workforce. How you got career inmates who are on these trash jobs. And I'm like, damn. So yeah, Big Cat, yeah, these conversations are important. And like I said, hopefully, maybe I can do a show tonight because I already see MD's going to do a show. I already see that now. Oh, MD's here right now, man. Okay, here's MD. All right, MD, man, you the expert, brother. You the expert, bro. You got to tell me where I'm going wrong.
Yeah. I just tuned in, so I didn't hear. Like the bulk of the introduction of the conversation.
Okay, so MD, okay, yeah, I wanted to get it in because I know you say you're going to go in around 12. So, all right, here, MD, here's my proposal for Blackland. I'm trying to sell Blackland to the people. So, in Blackland, there will be prison reform. And instead of the prisons getting these lucrative contracts, park and recreations, what else? The trash, there's a portion of Georgia. They got like a portion of Georgia here, Habersham County and all that, and Milledgeville. Well, not Milledgeville, but I want to say West Georgia, where the prisons, they have all the goddamn trash contracts locked down. And what I'm saying is that in Blackland, those prisoners, especially the ones who have family, they will get a portion. So they will get the free world, whatever the cost of the free labor is, those will go to those families.
Is that something that was proposed through them, or?
No, that's something proposed in Blackland. That's Blackson's Blackland. I'm trying to outdo America right now. Yeah. I'm not America. I don't know what America's doing, but hell, I'm trying to compete with America right now.
Okay.
I'm not trying to take y'all to Lord of Flies and Mad Max. I'm trying to take y'all to a better land. So what you're saying is, I'm trying to get the gist of what you're saying. Okay.
So what you're saying is where you got so I know in a lot of municipalities, like county municipalities, instead of employing a greater number of county employees that do like I said, parks and recreation, sanitation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They get free labor through.
Yep.
Well, and it's really not free labor because they are getting paid something. It's just
it's just not.
It's like $1 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So what I'm saying is that, and I'm not trying to have a nation of prisoners, but what I'm saying is that, what I'm trying to do is a prison reform, meaning that, okay, so in Blackland, in Blackson's Blackland, like I said, I consider the mothers the working class, but if there's no, if the father gets locked up, here in Georgia, a lot of these fathers who have children are working these lucrative contracts. Like you said, park and recreation, sanitation. There's a portion of Georgia, they just lease out prisoners.
Right. Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is
modern day convict leasing at the end of the day.
Right. And what I'm saying, my argument in Blackland, this is where I would compete against America, because at the end of what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, in order to sell Blackland, we got to do better than America. There's just no way around that. Right. Would you agree to that, MD?
Yeah, to some extent, yeah.
to some extent.
I don't think, yeah, to some extent, because I don't think creating some type of a government that'll be for the betterment of society can be done greater than the United States. That's just me.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, but
Right,
people are still fighting. So I'm just showing. I'm really just giving a template on how to beat America.
right.
I don't.
So
I'm like you. I don't think it can be done. But if you want to try and do that, if you want to at least don't appear as Lord of the Flies or Mad Max. Why don't you try this? This is just, but this is really, I'm gonna just say that Black Sun's land is really a parody of all these other damn places. Really, it's just a parody. But I'm really giving some real life solutions where you would have to beat America, where America's slacking. I can show you where America's slacking, and I can come up with ideas of how we can do better. So these prison contracts, I think, and as fairy tale as it seems, the people who do the labor for these contracts, these prisons are making goddamn hand over fist money. Those
see,
prisoners
but
should be. Okay, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say real quick, but see, here's the thing with me, and that's what my prison reform will look kind of different,
Okay,
because you talking about you can't generalize the whole prison population.
right.
Like some people that's in prison, they don't need reform. They need like
Yeah,
yeah, they need punishment. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So if we looking at the prison population as a whole, like how you gonna differentiate the two? Now, when it comes to us, we know a lot of us are locked up not based on any violent crime or anything like that.
Right,
That's
right.
when the reform will come in. Why not funnel? Like ain't no, what's the point of getting paid in prison? You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't have an issue with leasing out the work, but treat it more as a community service effort and allocate those funds that you get from those county contracts in the programs in the prison system, i.e. education and psychological reform.
Okay,
That's me. You know what I mean?
but shouldn't the child of that inmate get the money first,
I
and the
mean
mother?
they should be getting that money through the state regardless. That don't necessarily
Well,
got
see,
anything.
MD, I disagree with you. That's just like Angel saying that the state should get,
Well, it depends on
handle
the
the
situation.
reparations.
It depends on the situation. So
Well,
let's say let's give an example, because examples is
okay,
good to give context.
okay,
Let's say a dude get locked up for I don't know, cocaine distribution.
okay,
If that dude get locked up for cocaine distribution, I'm assuming, let's just assume that he had a wife and kids or whatever.
okay,
That money from then said cocaine distribution, because again, they do a buyback with a lot of that cocaine when it comes to import export confine. Why
right,
not give
absolutely,
that money? Why not give that money to the family? Because I mean, hell, it's government money at the end of the day anyway. Because
right,
it's all contraband. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And then focus on why this dude is in prison. You can lease him out to a municipality. I ain't got no problem with that. But then generate from the funds generated, reform him in terms of education, inform him in terms of job placement programs for when they exit out. You know what I mean? Stuff
right,
like that.
right. And there has to be an incentive for the companies to hire him as a convicted felon. So there has to be an incentive for that too. So not only reform that prisoner for that training, but there has to be some type of benefit for the company too.
Yeah. and that's why I think criminal justice reform is essential, because you can essentially create a whole new working class within the
That's
prison
right.
system. Just
Facts.
think if the states participated or expanded, like in Georgia, we got like the work ready program. You remember that? Like
Yes.
where you had to
I
get
remember that.
work ready certified
Yeah.
in order to like participate in like these apprenticeships.
Yeah.
Why not expand that to the prison? You know what I mean?
Right. I agree.
I mean, you allocating funds to these private owned apprenticeship programs anyway.
Right.
That's just more. At the end of the day, that's more money for the companies that's doing their apprenticeship,
I
because it's
agree.
more people. So when I look at prison reform, I look at it that way. But
Okay.
like I said, that's still, you still have to treat it as a privilege, because at the end of the day, when you go to prison, you relinquish certain rights.
No, I agree. I agree. That's why I
Right,
was,
right. So yeah, so you still got to treat it as a reward, basically.
well, see, that's why I was thinking on the lines of child support, because in the free world, no matter what you're doing in the free world, you have child support. I don't care. You could be a blue collar, white collar. You can do CEO work. You could do you could be Puff Daddy, whatever, If you have child support, that child support is priority over whatever. So why not the prisons too? You know what I'm saying? But that was just my 2 cents. MD, that's all I was saying.
Yeah. I see where you're going, but what incarceration, you ain't too much worried about. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, again, that's where we come with like a mixed government type situation. Like I said,
Absolutely.
and I think you agree. I don't have any problems with particular social programs when it comes to stuff like that. I think if it's
Okay.
a single mother and she's struggling to make ends meet, I don't have a problem with social programs to help benefit that mother. I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like I said, along with those social programs, you got to have some type of program that's going to elevate her out of that situation.
Right. Right.
I'm not going to put so much responsibility on somebody that's incarcerated. That's just like I said, we differ in that aspect, but
Well,
I can see where other programs can benefit.
I was just, I guess I was being specific with, like I said, some of these prisoners that are working some of these contract jobs, like these labor jobs. And so all I was saying is that needs to be, they need to get free world wages and that needs to go toward that child support can take that for the mother and child. That's all I was saying. But I mean, I know there's some kinks in that too.
I get it, but that's a stretch, and here's why.
Okay.
So when you're incarcerated, me personally, I agree that certain privileges, certain rights as a citizen needs to be taken away from you as punishment for said crime, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. My issue is, how can we set up policies where you can restore said rights, right?
Right.
So in the process of you being incarcerated, I'm in a position to where, okay, such and such rights are taken away from you. The right to own a firearm, right to vote, blah, blah, blah. With
so
those
are you saying
rights,
right to take care of your family? Okay, so no.
But how
What
can
I'm
you
saying
take
is
care of
that
your family if you're incarcerated? I mean, that's an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying?
no.
I don't.
But listen,
Go
no.
ahead.
But listen. Okay, no. But MC, what I'm saying is that you have so in certain part of Hammerstrom County, all the damn trash is picked up by inmates. What I'm saying is that labor should be compensated towards that family. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that prisoners should earn all that money. I'm saying that they should earn that money towards whatever they need to do to take care of their family, is what I'm saying. Because they're working the jobs.
Yeah, but that kind of defeat the purpose of, you know what I mean? If that was the case, they'll just hire regular old people. If they gonna allocate the wages either way, why even use prisoners to do it? You know what I mean?
Well, that goes back to free market capitalism. I mean, shit.
I get
I
it,
mean,
but yeah,
I mean,
but
right,
within free market capitalism, we talking about citizens.
right.
You know what I mean? We talking about civilians. Like your status changes once you become a prisoner of the state.
No, I agree, but MD, what I'm saying is that okay, like Habersham County, how do we? That's all prison labor.
I get it.
There is no free person. Like we and you cannot go apply and do trash work as free people because it's all prison labor.
Well, that come with policy change again.
Right.
Free market capitalism only is it only can benefit a free person. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's plausible for you to and like I said, this ain't me. Okay. This ain't me defending. This ain't me.
No. And I'm glad you're on here. That's right. This is right. This is why I'm saying people will take Blackson's Blackland more serious than other Blackland, because I'm gonna listen to you and be like, you know what? Yeah, MD's right about that, and so we can have a dialogue. See, this is what forming Blackland is all about. It's not about no, you Wazungu, death to you, MD, you Wazungu. No, man, we talking some real shit here.
Yeah, so I mean that's not a punishment. That's actually an advantage to. If I'm a person and I'm struggling on the street and I get locked up through struggling on the street, I'm better off being in jail, because that way at least I know I'll be able to take care of my family.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? So when we talk about free market capitalism, we talking about something that's only afforded to the benefits of free people. I'm not saying that's what prison reform needs to be, just that, a reformation of your actions throughout what you did on the outside.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think you can like equate that to like actually trying to make a wage. You know what I mean?
Right.
The goal is to get out and then become a reputable citizen. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. So if that's the goal, that's what we need to focus on when it comes to prison reform.
So then, okay, so because I'm still having an issue with these prisoners taking away jobs from people in the free world.
I am too. And that's right. Why, like I said, what contract leasing only needs it only needs to be
in the free world.
So, and it need to be something that's I think I look at convict leasing as something that's supposed to be rewarded. Like a lot of prisons reward inmates with these type of jobs. You know what I'm saying? Even though they paying a minuscule amount of money. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying that there's basically what you're saying, MD. Let me not misquote you. What you're saying is there's some paying under the table going on.
Not necessarily paying under the table. It's some contracts that's being exploited. Like it's no way possible for a whole county to be leasing out all the public work to a prison population. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's when you got to get the right people in county positions that can overturn that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my opinion. If I lived in Habersham County, I would be going to the council meeting to dispute that. I would be running for local government to try to change that.
Right, but you're competing against lobbyists you fighting against lobbyists that at the top they don't want to let go of them contracts. They want them contracts are very lucrative. You're talking about a whole city. MD.
So who's more powerful, the lobbyists or the people that's actually living there?
It should be the people that are living there.
It can be the people that's living there if
Yes,
they
I
all
agree.
if they all mount up together.
I agree.
They can get rid of a lobbyism and special interest groups can be defeated easily through
I
people
agree.
power, easily.
Agreed. Agreed.
So we talking about an industry where it's directly affecting the people. If the people get fed up with it, they can get them up out of there, and that's no problem. That's the easy part.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
MD, do you know how long they've been doing them prison contracts in Habersham? The trash
I don't
pickup
know,
and all
but
that?
convict leasing been going on since the inception of the 14th Amendment. So, I mean, I'll be talking about that Sunday in the OES series when
Oh
it comes to the
shit.
Black Code.
Oh shit! I can't wait, brother. I can't wait because that's something that needs to be. It needs. So I just feel like something needs to be dealt with, man, because it takes away. It takes away a person like me and you in the free world who wants to do those contracts. Who want to bid? You can't even bid for those contracts because they all locked down by the prison industry, man. It's
Yeah, I mean,
you
like I
can't.
said, but at the end of the day, that's 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 private investment capitalism. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's why I'm conflicted because if it's free market capitalism, then that labor should. Oh man, like I said, it's not even about the inmate. That labor, man, that labor. That what I'm saying is that labor needs to go to that family, man. You talking about contracts? Like at the end of the day, you talking about okay. So you got these single mothers that are on the system, and through the taxes and everything of the labor. So it's kind of oh man, it's kind of frustrating, MD, because if you're taking away from the economy, if you're taking away the potential of me and you leasing these trash contracts, and we can't do it because the prison got a lockdown, well then they need to have some type of tax or something that go towards maybe the contracts. That portion of that has to go to the goddamn. I know I'm sounding like a socialist now. Shit, goddamn. But a portion of that needs to go to these single mothers of prisoners that are locked up.
See, yeah,
I don't know, man.
I don't
No.
agree with that.
Okay, I don't. Okay, well,
Again, we talking about high risk, high reward. The high risk was you going out there and doing whatever you did
right.
to put your family at risk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well,
Now,
how about this?
again, I think
Okay.
I think it's a responsibility for the state to uplift these people in these bad situations. I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Okay.
That's why I don't have a problem with the welfare system as it's written on paper. I got a problem with the exploitation of it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
as written on paper, I don't have no problem with the welfare system. If it's a single mother that's got children that doesn't have the ability at the time to take care of herself and them kids, the state has an obligation to alleviate that pressure. But on top of that, give an outlet to get up out of that economic situation.
Okay. Okay. So I guess we need to talk. Well, damn. So then, when you just say we need some. So okay, let me ask you this then, because you got a large. Well, I won't even say a large, but you got a portion of inmates being locked up for child support. Should there be a special program for them? And now you're talking about nonviolent crime.
No, that shit need to be done away with.
Okay. I see. Oh, well, shit. Okay.
No, nobody should be locked up for child support. Again, we're
Okay.
talking about reform here. Like I think state revenue services need to handle that part. If your ass ain't basically if the state revenue service needs to be garnishing them funds from whoever. Now, let's say you ain't got no job. Again, if you ain't got no job, you got a child, somebody put you on child support. The reform should be, what can I do to try to create a program in which I can get this person. Like I said, it all goes back to education and job placement.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna punish you because you ain't got no job or can't find no job,
Right.
but you gonna pay the piper. You know what I'm saying? Once you do get a
Right.
job, we gonna start garnishing them wages.
Okay.
And what a lot of black men do, they just say, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna work," just because. Now they sometimes they do garnish wage in child support, but sometimes black men say, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna work if they gonna take money out my check," and then they'll go to jail. That part I get. If you job dodging just to not pay child support, then yeah, you need to be punished for that. But we not even focusing on like what's the reason behind you not getting a job. You know what I mean?
Right. So then, okay, so these men that say, man, fuck it, I don't want my wages garnered, and then they get locked up again. So what? I guess what would be the? Oh man, see that's that endless cycle, man, and a lot of you're talking about nonviolent criminals, man, being locked up for child support, and I mean it's damn.
But the issue is no reform when they get locked up. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of these dudes that's getting locked up for child support, they're not going to prison. They go into the county for a couple of months, and then they get right back out.
Okay. So then should there be some type
what was the
of...
point? No point at all.
Right, right.
That's all I'm saying.
So then should there be some type of... Ah, man. See, that's where the whole... Damn, yeah, the child support thing is complicated, man. And like I said, but so you saying, oh man, see, that's a bind right there, man.
I put it to you like this: in Blackland, to me,
Yeah.
just like how it'll be some social services for women, it should equally be social services for men. But
Okay.
it should be something that's equated to both titles, right?
Yeah.
If you're a woman, it's pretty much known, and for the most part, you got the kids, so the social services should be child care, which gonna allow you to get a job.
That's heaven.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And how can we create programs to further your education and further your career placement? On the men's side, it should be again, education and job placement.
Right.
You know what I mean? How can I get this person more elevated in his current position?
Right.
And it should be based on your annual earning income and your dependents or your children, just like women are.
Right.
That that's why I don't believe in like quote unquote legitimization when it comes to kids. If I think when you get pregnant and you ain't married or nothing like that, like legal, like any type of legal tender,
Yeah.
I think the state, because the state giving benefits anyway.
We've been without internet, so we've been emailing them the tickets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean you're good. Just whenever you come, just
Okay.
let me know what material you get.
Okay.
And I'll just grab your weight. It's in the system. We just been emailing them to them at the end of the day.
Okay. How much is the weight?
You have 19.28.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. 19 point. Yeah, sorry about that. No. Did I?
No, you good.
1928. Okay. No. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to. Their damn thing went down, and I got to get tickets to keep track of my loads and they shit. So I got to write shit down manually. So, damn.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all I was saying though. I think it should be equal social services for men.
Okay. Okay. I don't object to that. I don't object to that. You know what I'm saying? I think that would alleviate. Well, man. See, that's why I'm glad I got you on these economical conversations, MD, man, because the figuring out all these numbers and shit, and where things should be allocated and all that. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with a population that you're trying to get. You're trying to get them out of the system and back on their feet. And like you said, you wanna, and it's you wanna eliminate all the nigga shit. Meaning people trying to get over and whatnot. Oh, shit. That's 2, 3. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I mean, yeah, and I guess that's a whole nother topic, man. How do we, prevent like your Alec Baldwins from taking advantage of the system? So I don't know, man. And then I know Juju talked about how one girl was making $60,000 a year, and then she's now going to court because she defrauded the food stamps. So I guess that's a whole nother topic, man. I guess, that's why I said these conversations are very complicated because they're very in depth. And it's not just a black and white issue. There's gray areas, and that's why I'm glad you came on because, I was looking at these contracts, man, and I was like, damn, man, they, I'm just, I was feeling the type of way. I was feeling the type of way about these contracts, man. Because that's how me and you eat, man, with these contracts. And so, yeah, when I look at all these contracts when I do that.
Yeah, I get it. But like I said, I don't think convict leasing need to be like to the extreme that it is now. Like I would dial that back. But to a certain extent, I understand part of the reason with, like, let's say for instance that you may be hell, I don't know, short staffed in a certain area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Oh shit, man! What the hell? I know she's talking about death penalties. What the hell, man?
I guess that's just something. I mean, you got. I mean, you got to. I mean, what's the death penalty gonna look like in Blackland?
See now she's talking like, oh man, are we being with Dungus right now? God, I can see. MD, I think we're talking like with Dungus right now. Right. But it depends on what it is, though. I'm like, I don't want to be like, oh, that's what Dougal violation. Eye for an eye. Yeah, I get that. Now, I was talking, but see, I guess I should have broke down the type of crimes that I guess I should have been more specific. But yeah, like, again, I seen a lot of people, MD, get locked up for child support. I've seen a lot of people get locked up for child support.
So have I.
Right, and I think they talk about overpopulation. Man, it ain't damn bunch of killers in there. It's a bunch of people, drug violation, child support violation, man. I think the hardened criminals, you're only gonna meet maybe 2% of those in prison. They're a small percentage, yeah. And that's the overcrowding is not on the level 4s. Level 4s at Rice Street. No, the overcrowding are on level 2s and level 1s. And those are all goddamn nonviolent crimes. Those are the ones that packing up the courts. It ain't damn these death penalty cases. It's people who can't damn pay their child support. It's people who can't violating their probation or parole because they can't pay the goddamn fines, and they got to keep going back and man, it's a bunch of crazy shit. You got to take these classes, and it's mostly finances. Is why the damn prison population is so packed and populated. Not because everybody's a killer or a gangster, man. Please,
you're right.
The killer and gangsters only make 2% of the damn prison population.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but again, that's when the reform comes into play.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
You know what I mean? Like you got to have some type of true prison reform, and you have to set up programs in order for when these people get out, they can be successful. You know what I mean? But yeah. it's got to be an incentive system in order for it to work. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, in my own world, if I was president, yes, I would still have certain rights taken away with you being a felon, but I would have a road to lead back to restoring those rights. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. So, Gynocracy, I gotta ask you. Gynocracy, I'm trying to sell Blackland, and first let me ask you, because I don't want to take what you're saying out of context. The crime and punishment. Are there death penalties here in the U.S. for crime and punishment? Because Blackland, I'm trying to be better than America. I'm not trying to go backwards. So if it's poor facing the grits of this person and that person, death penalty, I have to ask myself, is America doing that for that particular crime? Remember, this is America. This is Blackson's Blackland. Blackson's Blackland got to be better than America. So I hear what y'all saying about death penalties, but the first thing I got to ask myself, MD and Gynocracy, is America giving a death penalty for what? But see, it's not fair to the Gynocracy because I don't know what you're talking about. So you're going to have to jump on here, Gynocracy, because I don't know what you're talking about. A death penalty for what? Because the other Blacklands, if you were Dungu, that's a death penalty, and that's ridiculous. Like, oh, you brushing your teeth, that's Wadungu. You wiping your ass with toilet paper, that's Wadungu. Like, shit like that is ridiculous. So, what crimes are punishable by death in Blackland, and are they punishable death here in America? Because if they're not punishable death here in America, it's kind of going backwards. We're kind of doing Lord of the Flies here. So So MD, I gotta ask you too, since you're up here, man. What the death penalty? What are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about here? Am I breaking up? Oh shit, he dropped off. Damn. The death penalty is lit. Oh god, he's okay. Here comes GTO, man. Maybe she can clear up. All right, y'all. Gynocracy. What are we killing people for? What is a violation? What are the death penalties? You just started talking about death penalties, sis.
I'm talking about, like, you know, for the pedos, just for the pedophiles and stuff. Like they deserve the death penalty. That's my opinion.
I wasn't talking about pedophiles. Okay, I guess I should have been more specific. I'm talking about the inmates being locked up for child support.
Oh, you just going on child support right now? Oh, y'all men serious about right. Child support?
yeah. Because it's a problem. A lot of those inmates are there because of child support. They're not there because they killed somebody the pedophilia, the murders are a small percentage in the prison population. A lot of them are locked up because of drugs, of probation violation, not paying on this and that, child support. That's the majority of your inmates. I'm not talking about the small 2%, your pedos and your murderers and all that, and your armed robbers. They make up a very small percentage in the prison population. Or at least I didn't see them because
that's something to think about. I mean, they hide them people, and because they said that a lot of people in prison want to hurt them anyway. They be trying to kill them.
Right.
But no, I didn't know that
Yeah, they
you
do.
were just focusing on like the people, like prison reform. But I feel like I thought we were just talking about the prison system in general. So I thought we were just
No.
touching all bases. I'm sorry.
Well, prison and child support in prison. That aspect, I guess I should have worded it more like those specific inmates getting locked up for finances, like said probation violation because they can't pay their probation because they can't find a job, or your ones who can't pay child support. Those people, they make up a big population.
Yeah, that's not good because then the child still can't get taken care of anyway if they're in jail. So
well, that's what I was saying.
That's what you meant when you said they should work and then put that money towards their child. Like it shouldn't go, like the state shouldn't have to pay for that because you think about it, they laid down and had that child. Even if your regular go to jail, I mean, I feel like it should. I mean, I don't know. I see what both of y'all saying though. I feel like
I was saying that if that guy gets locked up for child support and he gets a contract job, like these prisoners are like here in Georgia, they have a whole county where the prisoners pick up the trash. And whoever's getting that contract is making fucking stupid money. All I'm saying, but MD don't agree with is all I'm saying is that inmate, if he has a family, that a portion of that should go towards their mother. I'm not saying the inmate should get it. I'm saying
I don't agree with that.
Okay, yeah. Right. Well, see, that's why we're trying to work it out now.
Yeah, I think, with that situation, there is no contract because it's all county fund. That's like when the Cab County come pick up your trash. That's the Cab County. That ain't a company. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I think in that situation, I think the only employees are like, as far as like the county, are the people that drive the truck, because they ain't gonna let no prisoner drive the truck.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's basically. It basically cancels itself out. It's basically, we don't have to pay employees. The county don't have to pay any employees for the work. They just lease it out through the prison. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's other places that do that too, like down in South Georgia, like Reedsville. They do stuff like that too.
Brunswick, yeah. A lot of these counties do that.
So I mean, it's really not necessarily a contract. It's like free labor for the county. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, MD, Blackland is defeated once again. Goddamn. Damn. Well, I tried, brother. I tried.
Ain't no getting around it. Like I said, the policy needs to change, not the
Yes.
Like a certain aspects of it, I agree with. I just think the policy needs to change, and focus more on reform than anything else.
Okay.
Especially if your plan is to release these people out into normal society.
Well, then how about an incentive for the companies that hire the felons?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like it's a lot of state-funded apprenticeship programs. Why not expand that to the prison system? That's what I'm saying. Make it an incentive for the company.
Okay. Now, I guess my next question was, how would you allocate those? How would you give those stipends? I mean, would it be a tax? Would it be a tax break? Would you make it a tax break for the company?
No, I mean, no. It'll be the same. No. You get more money. Look, we talked about the Work Ready program, right? Work Ready program. Yeah. The state was giving companies money to fund apprenticeship program.
Okay.
So and that's just for regular people. Why not do the same thing for the prisoner? What's the difference?
No, but
The company getting paid either way.
so empty. But when I'm asking, where's the money coming from?
Why does it need to be an incentive on hiring somebody? I don't understand. The incentive is you get more work. That's the incentive. Because you was gonna do the apprenticeship anyway,
Right.
and the
Yeah, 'cause
state
my thing is
and the
why,
state is
you know,
paying you to train these people.
right? Because my thing is, because I mean,
What you say?
why train a person and they're a convicted felon, and then when they go apply for the job, oh well, you're a convicted felon. So what I'm saying is, how do you
Well, again,
eradicate
that
that
needs to be
part, I
needs to
guess?
be changed through law.
So how? Okay. But is it a law saying not? I mean, is it a? I mean, oh man, is it more of a risk hire?
That's a state law. What in the Constitution says that if you're a felon that you can't apply for certain jobs? I ain't never seen
Right.
that.
I never seen
That's
it.
state legislation. State legislation change every day. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to get the right politician in place to eradicate that shit.
Right. Yeah, but every politician's tough on crime. We're tough on crime. So I don't know.
Hey, I would be tough on crime, but what does that have to do
No.
with once they get locked up?
So you have to show them a difference between being tough on crime and prison reform. So you're saying those are two different
Correct.
things, right? So then you
Two-
would have to
yeah,
break
they
that down
two
as a
totally different
politician.
things. Yeah, you're right. And it got to be a laid out plan.
So then how do we educate the people the differences? Because a lot of people won't know the difference, man. A lot of people look at prisoners a certain way. They're not going to look at the reform part of the prisoner, Somehow we jumped on the topic of death penalties, and I'm like, oh, hold on, pump the brakes. We're talking
Yeah,
about reform here.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's going to have to come through example. It's going to have to come through social study. I mean, it ain't like it's no overnight shit that's going to happen.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, but you got to put the proper regime in place to make it happen, though. You know what I mean?
I agree. I totally agree.
So yeah, I believe in prison reform 100%. 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. I totally do too, man. Because that's a whole workforce. I don't know what they say. 80 million are locked up in America.
Yeah, it's
That's
a lot.
workforce. Yeah, it's a lot. Shit, I can't even tell you the exact number, but you talking about that's a whole workforce right there. That's a whole goddamn workforce. And some of these prisons are taking advantage of that work, and I'm not, I get it what you're saying about, hey, that's just private contracting. I get it, but man, that's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of damn money. Shit.
Also, since we're talking about social services, I think you can alleviate a lot of that pressure if you expand child care to mentally challenged people.
Okay.
I believe if you have a mentally challenged child,
Yeah.
that child should have social services and care for the rest of their life.
Right.
I think if that will happen, a lot of the senseless killing, especially by police, that we see,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
a lot of the time would stop because
Yeah,
it'll
I
give an
agree.
outlet to that person that's having that mental problem
I agree.
and give somewhere for that person with that mental problem to go. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
Right.
no mother, no father, no anybody should have to worry about what's gonna happen to their child when they die, if they got a mental problem or
Right.
or isolate that child to the point where now that child want to pick up a knife and you call the police on him, and then the
Yeah.
police kill him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
Hitler was outright killing them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to stop what we just talked about. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. I'm saying that they need care, constant care for the rest of their life. And you know that
That's
because
right.
you the parent. You're not going to be able to provide that all the time because you're going to get old and you're going to need care. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And you can't isolate that child for the rest of their life because mentally it's going to break them. That's why you got all these
Right.
situations.
That's right.
So, yeah, I will expand that. That would keep a lot of mentally challenged people out of the prisons, which a lot of them are.
Right.
So, that'll help part of the problem.
Right.
Right on I-727.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I agree with that. So I guess would that come from the taxes, MD?
Yeah, it's gonna have to.
Tax. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, just like the welfare system comes from the tax.
Tax. Right. Okay.
It ain't about adding more stuff. It's about moving stuff around.
Right.
You
I'm
know
glad
what I
you
mean?
said that, man. I'm so glad you said that, bro. I'm so glad you said that because these politicians will say quick, well, we ain't got the money. But like you said, if you move stuff around, prioritize shit in its proper context, then yeah, we can get, yeah. And I guess that would be a whole. Yeah.
If you would look at a list of the shit that gets paid through tax funding,
yeah,
you would probably laugh at it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
know it would. Yeah.
So yeah, it's about prioritizing. You're right.
I definitely agree with that, brother. I definitely agree with that. Hold on, let me put this. Hold on, let me type this thing in before I forget. All right, y'all, I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you straight.
Okay, yeah, I had to type in. Yeah, because I have to do this shit manually today. Damn, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a shitty day, man. I can't damn escape this rain to save my life, man.
Yeah, it's raining here too, man. And luckily, they didn't cancel the job, but the people I'm getting the material from, their computer is fucking up. They're offline, so I got to write down shit now to keep track of my loads, man. Yeah, that's shit. I feel like I'm living in 1983 right now. Shit. Hell. I gotta do damn handwritten receipts and shit. God damn. So yeah. If I go in and out, it's because I'm typing shit on my phone to keep track of my loads and shit. So yeah. But yeah, man. So what you got in store for us today, MD? Later on, because I know you said you wanted to set something up.
Yeah. I may, like I said, I don't know yet. I may set up a little stream later on.
Okay.
Depending on my schedule for today. Like I said,
Okay.
I want to talk about the Twitter thing, but I don't know. I might go over some people's head with it. But
I mean, I love that kind of topic, man. I love that kind of stuff. Shit.
Yeah. I wanted to pose the question, because like I said, I don't know how many people interact on Twitter, but I wanted to pose the question: is Twitter becoming the new Stormfront, man? Because
yes.
Bro, like if you scroll down Twitter now, man, you just see people posting what these white folks is saying on Twitter now.
White power. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, they just outright like, you know what I mean? I get when Elon Musk bought Twitter, I get it. I understand what he was trying to do, like with the whole free speech thing. But bro,
Yeah.
like some
Well,
of
you
these
gotta
white folks getting real bold, man.
right. Well, you gotta admit, MD, that was a bad look. Censoring the damn president of the United States. That wasn't a good look, bro.
It was, because he wasn't saying nothing that was overtly racist.
No.
I mean, people can view it as being racism. That's cool.
Keep in the right lane.
But I mean that you got a rebuttal at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of
The
this
way
stuff that these white folks saying on Twitter now, like, it's overtly racist.
Right.
They
Well,
don't give a damn no more.
Right. Well, yeah, but they push him to that point because, I mean, and I'm not trying to take up for him. I'm just saying that, when you censorship leads down a dangerous path, man, and when them people break out, they become as radical as the people that put them in that position in the first place. So they should have never damn censored Trump in the first place. So now you got this pushback, and the pushback will become extreme. So we have to kind of we got to be careful, man. We got to be careful when it comes infringing on people's freedoms, man, because they will come back, man. They're going to want revenge, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the pushback from if they would have never censored Trump, man, you would never seen all this shit going on. That's all I'm saying, MD. So I understand it. Am I surprised by it? No.
On the right.
Right.
I'm not surprised because I know human behavior, man. And white folks, man. White folks, when they feel like they've been oppressed in any type of way, they show their ass. They show their ass, bro. Because in their mind, it's like they're expressing their freedoms. But we looking at them like, boo, fool, you crazy, fool. What the hell's wrong with you?
I get it.
They don't see it like that. Like J6. I can't say it on the internet. I mean, all that was a pushback, man. I mean, I don't want to get this video flagged, but people talk about J6, but there was a lot of funny shit going on, man. And I can't say it because I want this channel. Okay, so even right here in Georgia, there was a lot of funny business going on on camera. And people look at me crazy when I say no. There were people doing funny shit on camera here in Georgia.
Oh, you going to the whole 2,000 mules thing? What was
You already know, MD. Last time I mentioned I got struck, but you know what I'm talking about. I got struck from YouTube when I talked about it last time. But no, I saw it with my own eyes, and you don't tell me that shit didn't happen. Was it the farmers? It was the Insurance Farmers Center. That's all I'm gonna say. And that shit was on goddamn TV.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh no, you didn't see that. No, that's not what that was. Bullshit. That's exactly what that was. But I'm gonna change the subject. I ain't gonna even go there.
No, it's all good. But like I said, it's one thing expressing your freedoms, and it's another thing, like you said, just expressing your disdain because you feel like a freedom that got took away from you. You know what I mean? And now it's coming from like people that was once prominent at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, your Dilberts and your goddamn Ben Steins and your even Kevin Sorbo, Hercules himself. You know what I'm saying? Talking crazy shit on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you equate it to a lot of the nigga shit that you see on Twitter, where should you focus your pushback on? You know what I mean? So in that aspect, I get it. But come on, like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here?
MD again, man. When they censored Trump, a lot of people were mad.
Yeah, a lot of those people. Yeah.
Right. Did those people ever cool down?
Nah, they got banned too.
Right. Good point. Okay, so now those people got banned too. So now you're seeing the pushback.
Yeah, Elon Musk let them all back.
Right.
and now you're seeing the
Now
result.
they taking down their pants and they showing their ass.
Yeah, you're
That
seeing
is
the
a result
result
of
for
that.
sure.
That's the result. So yeah, man, I can't wait till you do that show because I get it. I see it on both sides.
Rosa Parks Place.
I get it, but
Yeah.
because a lot of those forums, let me just say this: when Trump formed his own Twitter, I was a part of that. When he had his own
Oh, you
social
talking
media,
about yeah.
yeah.
What's the name of it again? Come on, dude. What you
Damn,
doing?
what's the name of it, man? I forgot what the name. I ain't been over in so long, but yeah, I joined up, man, because I just wanted to hear what they had to say, and yeah, them people were mad, bro. They were talking, man. They were talking some cash shit, MD.
Yeah, yeah,
They were talking some cash
yeah.
shit. So I understand shit like J6. I understand shit like what they doing now. I get it.
Stop sign.
So I mean, but now you got to think of it like this though. What's gonna happen when something like catastrophic? Not call it catastrophic, but what happens when somebody does
Like it.
something in? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No. I'm saying like, so we know like your 4chans and your storm fronts
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that shit. People were basically corresponding through a lot of them sites to do
Right.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I guess the latest would have been the crack up there in Buffalo. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
So what's gonna happen when we start seeing correspondence with a lot of these quote unquote white supremacists and they conjure up some shit via Twitter? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I'm gonna tell you
I
exactly what's
look
gonna happen.
at it that way.
They're gonna have some goddamn what they call it crash test dummy. They gonna correspond some shit. That crash dummy he gonna go out and shoot up some shit, and they gonna be like, oh, he was a lone wolf, like they always do. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but I'm just talking about for the platform
That's
itself.
always happened. That's all we have.
Turn left.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like the platform.
well, the platform
itself.
they gonna deny it. They gonna say, oh, he was a lone. Yeah, he was a lone wolf. I know it's going. Yeah, I mean, we know this playbook though, MD. We know this playbook. Come on, you already know the answer to that.
Yeah.
You already know the answer to that because it's happened already. It's happened several times.
Yeah. It's a thin line, man. It's a thin line between censorship
It is.
and free speech and how to disseminate the information in between. You know what I mean?
Right.
So again, I get it.
Because all they gonna do, they gonna scream, "Oh, this person had a mental illness. He shot up shit. We don't condone his actions and this and that. And no, he was not a part of our group. He was on his own." That's what's gonna happen. That's the playbook. That's been the playbook since 1980. Hell, since since the what was that? Colorado shooting. That's been the playbook ever since, man. Hell, Brian Nichols, or not Brian Nichols, Timothy McVeigh. I mean, we can go on and on, man. Every single time, oh, it was a lone wolf. And oh, he had mental health issues.
Yeah.
Their hands are clean. Yeah, that's the playbook, man. You already know that. We ain't never convicted well, I ain't gonna say a group, because you got Lavoy Fickham, Lavoy, but he became a martyr. He's actually a martyr shit now. Lavoy Finnegan. But when you look at the tape, they opened fire on him. So again, I mean, and I can't say, you know what? I can't tell who these people's martyrs are or not. I mean, Lavoy Finnegan is a martyr. You do know that, right, MD? So that's the only large group that I remember, his group, and I don't know, man. It's kind of complicated. Because they would denounce these lone shooters and shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Lavoy Finnegan, he didn't do what these lone shooters did.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I may do that show later on.
Okay,
It all
okay,
depends. It all depends on what I got going because I got a slam packed schedule today. So
okay. No
if
problem, man. No
if I
problem.
can get it out, then yeah, I may try to do that today.
Well,
But
I'm
if not,
definitely
then
interested, man.
I'll just do it on a general topic. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, I ain't
All right.
too
Well,
much
shit.
really
I'll be
got
there.
nothing going on.
Okay. Okay. Well, you see where I'm at, man. Even though it's raining, but I think they about to shut us down anyway. So I'm trying to get in what I can. Try to get in what I can before it starts really pouring down. So yeah, man. But yeah, man. Okay. So yeah. Well, yeah. I'll be waiting for the show, man. So yeah, I'm gonna close it out, man. Like I said, I need to be focused now because it's raining. It's raining hard now. Shit. God damn it. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna close it out, man. Shout out to MD. Shout out to Gynocracy. Shout out to Yanga. Shout out to Vincat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. And shout out to everybody in the clouds. And y'all stay tuned for DMD. He's gonna do a show later on. And with that being said, we out, y'all.